The Republican Party's long crusade against lowering drug prices isn't, the only proof that Donald Trump's pro-worker economic populist facade might just be BS. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, earlier this week, Trump decided to roll back the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's rules that capped overdraft fees. When you charge or you use your debit card and you buy something when you have insufficient funds and the bank charges you a fee for that. Well, there was a cap that was implemented by the CFPB, and now all of a sudden you have the Trump administration come in and roll it back. The overdraft rule, finalized in December, sought to limit overdraft fees charged by banks and credit unions to $5 or the amount required to cover their costs and losses. It was long opposed by the banking industry and Republicans. The same Republicans that Trump tried to, whitewash as these martyrs who have been fighting tooth and nail to lower drug prices, but those pesky Democrats got in the way. Yeah, those Republicans. So the CFPB estimated the new rule would save American citizens, about $5 billion in annual overdraft fees, or $225 per household that typically experiences the fees. Now, I don't know if this is true of every bank, but if you're concerned about overdraft fees, you don't want to end up getting charged overdraft fees. A way to prevent it is to see if there are settings on your bank account that essentially just declines the card if you're using it and have insufficient funds. Honestly, unfortunately, in this country, you kind of have to be an advocate for yourself. If you're sitting around waiting for the government to look out for you, you'd be mistaken. And look, this would have helped out low-income Americans the most, since the majority of overdrafts, a whopping 70%, are charged to customers with average account balances between $237 and $439, according to the CFPB. This country's embarrassing. But Trump signed a resolution to void that directive, focusing on the important things, really socking it to the poor people in this country. And it was signed, look, this was signed by the Biden administration. Biden did some good things around the edges. This was one of them. And all of those things that we gave Biden credit for seem to be rolled back by the Trump administration. So he also signed a resolution overturning another Biden era Consumer Financial Protection Bureau rule. What was it? That would have let the agency's examiners determine whether digital payment providers processing at least 50 million transactions each year complied with the Electronic Fund Transfer Act and other consumer protection laws. And that, of course, would have included companies like Apple, Google, PayPal, and Venmo. So money is really important to Donald Trump, and unfortunately, money talks when it's being funneled to his pockets by various industries seeking to bribe him and have some influence on him. So while publicly he makes these declarative statements about how he's looking out for the little guy in this country, all you have to do is pay close attention. Like, ignore the I get it. There's all these saucy distractions. The media loves it. I love the saucy distractions. Trump's provocative, it's good for ratings. Take a little bit of a break from that stuff and try to find stories like this, which show what's really happening in the federal government while everyone else is looking away.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.